guest. Heroes Dutch Comic Con, hoe gaat het hier zo? Ja, jullie zijn een beetje moe natuurlijk, hè? 10 is verschoven van 4:30 naar nu. Maar hebben jullie nog een klein beetje energie? Nee. Hebben jullie nog wel heel veel energie? Want deze man die ik nu aan ga kondigen is ongelooflijk, incredible. Hij heeft meer dan 150 films en televisieseries gedaan, waarvan 40 rollen, 40 plus rollen als een law enforcement somebody. Hij noemt zichzelf soms de alphabet actor, DEA, FBI, CIA, maar hij speelde ook in de Terminator 2. Hij zat in Lethal Weapon 2. Hij zat in Gremlins 2, in Police Academy 6. En natuurlijk ken je hem waarschijnlijk als niemand minder dan Hank Schrader in Breaking Bad. Oké dan, geef hem David een applaus en een warm welcome. Make some noise for the grand incredible Mr. D. Norris! So good to see you again, Dean.
So glad to be here, my friend.
It's very nice to have you over. We had a great Q&A session yesterday and a lot of fun, and I know you really like it out here in the Netherlands, right?
I love it, man. I'm having a blast here. This is my 5th or 6th time I've been here, and it's coming back.
I would love to see you back.
Yes.
And I want to tell the crowd right now, not only is he an accomplished actor, but for your information, he runs his own diner, the Swing In Diner.
That's right.
Then he also has a performing arts center, right?
That's right, Norris Performing Arts Center.
Norris Bach. Norris Performing Arts Center, and you have your own beer.
I have a little beer called Schrader Brow.
Schrader Brow, you gotta check it out. Yeah, make some noise for Schrader Brow.
Schrader Brow.
We gotta get it out to Europe.
We do gotta get it out to Europe.
Yeah, man. And so Dean, obviously, I love your body of work. You did so many things, but I want to ask you about a TV show that we didn't really have time to touch on yesterday. I mentioned it though. I don't know if you guys know Tremors. Anybody knows Tremors?
Tremors? Yeah.
If you don't know Tremors, go look it up. If you do, you know that he played WD Twitchell in the TV show. And you kind of stole that show, bro.
I love that show, man. I had so much fun with that character. WD Twitchell. Shot it out in Mexico in the hot summers, and that was literally my first TV show I did. And it was they expected it to be pretty big because it was, you know, but then the reason people cancel or change shows are so complicated with business and all that stuff. Somehow it didn't keep going, so it was a bummer.
I loved it, man. So that was 2003, right? Yeah. No. Oh, bro, you look great. So you're timeless, man.
Yeah.
And also, I want to mention this real quick. I said it yesterday as well, but for these people right now, we do got to say what's up to Paul Verhoeven.
Oh yeah.
He was in the classic Starship Troopers movie. And make some noise. And we also had Michael Ironside here yesterday. Last year. And he told us some stories about how hot it was and the heavy artillery outfits.
Yeah.
How was that for you to work on that film?
Oh man, it was hot. It was. We're talking about Starship Troopers or Total Recall? Yeah, Starship Troopers. Both. Yeah, both of them actually. It was challenging. I don't want to say it was. You know, because you're wearing some really, really heavy stuff, and we were shooting those scenes in like Utah in the summer or something. It was hot, and also the California stuff. So, but you know what? You're doing a movie with Paul Verhoeven, you know, and Michael Ironside for that.
Yeah,
you know.
Phenomenal. But it was hot.
It was hot.
Anyway, I wanted to touch on that. But other than that, can you take us back to like the late 80s, early 90s? Because you got to realize he was in Lethal Weapon 2. That was your first film?
Lethal Weapon 2 was my first feature film, yeah.
And then you were in Gremlins 2?
That was later, man. I did Lethal Weapon 2. I did Hard to Kill with Steven Seagal.
Wow, yeah.
I did Total Recall. Then I did a movie. Then I did a movie with Anthony Hopkins and Mickey Ward called Desperate Hours.
Right.
And I just kept going on to, you know, a bunch of other ones along the way, you know, so.
Wow, Total Recall is one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, Gremlins might have been early before I didn't consider that an actual movie. I mean, for me, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I was only a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, and then also, you were in the Terminator 2. Anybody remembers the scene?
No.
Go look it up on YouTube. The Norris Terminator 2. It's a serious scene, man. Like,
Yeah.
That was an emotional moment with the guy holding the thing. And
oh yeah, that was another great movie to be in. Around Arnold Schwarzenegger again.
How many days of shooting was that?
You wouldn't believe it. It was about a month and a half.
Wow.
Because they had to set up all the explosives and they had to set up all the this and the that and all that stuff along the way. So that always takes time, and so that's really what it took the time. So.
Wow. Amazing. So that was kind of like the late 80s, early 90s movie era. But obviously, I mean, weren't you on CSI NY as well? CSI NY?
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
Yes, I was.
And then Law and Order?
I'm doing Law and Order right now.
The Randall Stabler.
Randall Stabler role, yeah. So that was always shot in New York, and I'm based in California. But last 2 years I've been doing, playing Law and Order Organized Crime, because there's 3 of them. So it's Law and Order Organized Crime with Chris Maloney playing his brother. So.
Love it, great. And thank you for your work, because it's really inspiring. And I'm glad we got some more time, because what I want to say right now is you make it seem so effortless. Like the way you act, when I watch whatever series or shows or films you're in, it's not like I'm watching the actor, but I'm really into the character, especially Schrader, but really all of them. Like, what's your secret when it comes to preparing for roles as an actor? What are your inspirations? And how do you get ready to be so organically fluent on screen? You know what I mean? If that makes any sense.
Yeah. It's a tough damn question right there.
yeah, I can imagine, but...
that's a lifetime of taking in experiences and watching people and reading and looking at art, and listening to music, and just being open to experiences and open to people and open to everything you can be, so that when it comes time to try to figure out how you're going to do that, how you're going to do that character or this character, all of a sudden those kind of things will come back to you, you know? And but I think that's the most important part. People always go, what you should do to be a good actor? I say, you go out to a bar and you sit by yourself and you just kind of watch people.
So it's a lot of observing, right?
Oh, it's all observing, man. It's observing and memory, and then it's imitation. You know, it's memory and
implementation.
Imitation. So, and I don't mean that in terms like some people do more like an imitation of gestures and things like that. But I think it's an imitation of emotion. You know, it's because maybe I didn't kill my kid, but I got to play a guy who did. So I got to figure out how to get to that emotion, you know. It's obviously it's not my true emotion because I didn't kill my own kid, you know. But you have to somehow find a way to get to where you can imitate that emotion enough that it becomes part of you. And it's kind of creepy sometimes, man. I've often said that acting is controlled insanity.
Controlled insanity.
And wow. It's a sense that, because you start messing with that kind of stuff in terms of, that emotion, you're getting into some of those kind of areas, or you're gonna die, or you're gonna, whatever you gotta do, that messes with your head a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't it, right? So anyway.
Oh, it's interesting. I mean,
on a good note, on a fun note,
that's kind of like a masterclass thing, though. I appreciate that. But I was just wondering, because the reason I'm asking this is your role as Schrader as well. It's so organically done. It's so well executed. I understand it's a lifetime of meeting and learning, but then to execute it in a show like that, obviously Vince Gilligan is amazing, but you don't know beforehand what a show is going to do, and you still kill the performers anyhow. You know what I mean? But you and Bryan Cranston have somewhat of a 1-2 kind of thing, like I said, like Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan. This interaction, the dynamic interaction. So do other actors pull certain things out of you when you play with them?
Oh, hell yeah, man. It's, That's why it's that's what yeah. I mean that's why hopefully AI doesn't kill us all. You know, is because there's your character, there's that guy's character, and then there's the interaction between the two. And in my humble opinion, if you're a good actor, you don't necessarily know how that thing's going to end up. That scene, you know where you're at, but that guy may take it to a different thing. And if you're playing, it's like playing tennis, man. If you go there, you're a bad actor if you just keep playing your thing. But if he goes there and you react to him, well, fuck, I'm going there. And then he goes, oh, fuck, he went there. I'm gonna shift down here. Come on, shift down here. You know what I'm saying? And that's all dependent upon what he shifts. There's a great quote. I'm gonna bore the shit out of people, but there's a great quote by Sam Shepard where he says that great acting is like jazz. You never know whether the note is right until you play the next note.
Wow. You never know
if that note is right until you play the next note. Yeah. So you don't know, and then boom, it's like jazz, you know.
But that's what I love, because it's basically, I would say freestyling, but more like improv meets mastery of the art, of the craft.
Yeah, and then sometimes there is improv, and other times just seriously like in Breaking Bad, within the lines themselves, you're still playing you know, you're still saying those lines, and we didn't change many lines in Breaking Bad at all, if any, but you're still trying to find the notes that you're playing with those lines. Yeah. And that's dependent on what the other guys are playing, his notes, right? You can't just keep playing your note, you gotta listen to the other note, and you know.
I love that. Yeah. Oh, we could talk about this for hours, honestly.
Yes.
But let's move into the Hank Schrader part. I do want to ask the audience if you have any questions for Mr. D. Norris for the Q&A. You can line up. We got about 20 minutes left. Your favorite scene, your question that you always wanted to ask, obviously about Breaking Bad. All the seasons are fired. Mr. Norris is amazing in them. So we can move into the Q&A. And for me, bro, just one last question. That scene with the turtle, you nailed that, man. Like, was that a long shooting day, or how much time did that take? The scene with the Trejo head on the turtle.
Yeah, that was a long day for sure, man. And that was the Hank Schrader kind of realizing his first extent of how bad his PTSD was going to be. And how much it was going to kind of traumatize him, and his life has been changed. And that was certainly, that was a big moment. Yeah.
Crazy. So let's move into the Q&A. We got 20 minutes for some of your favorite questions.
Hi, you play an awesome DEA agent in Breaking Bad. Would you like to be a DEA agent in real life as well?
It's a very honorable profession, and they do a great job. I like doing what I do, though, so I think I'll pass on that job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Hi, Dean. First of all, I appreciate being here, and my question would be, if Hank was still alive, what menu item would you order out of swinging cafes?
That's an awesome question right there. If Hank Schrader was still alive, he would go to the Swinging Cafe in Temecula, California, and order the brisket platter, smoked brisket platter. The whole process takes 25 hours. It'll melt in your mouth.
and he'll order a Schrader Brow?
Oh, and a Schrader Brow, a nice cold Schrader Brow draft goes with that, and some good old-fashioned American baked beans and some mac and cheese.
Thank you so much.
Nice. Thank you. Good question. Hey, how you doing?
Hello, Dean. My question was about Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Was there any point where you had a chance to make a correction? Like, for example, you noticed that they were called reflection, and it's like showing the backstage people that was not supposed to be. Like some kind of correction that you made that's not related to a character, but something you did during this filming of the series.
Yeah, sure. Are you asking if we changed any action in the thing? Is that what you said?
No, something technical that you maybe noticed, or something story related that you.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know, I never did. The whole production of that thing was so well done, and they knew way more than I do. And at what they did, you know, they were all really top of their line, editor, everything, all the technical stuff. So, no, I just focus on what I do. So, thank you.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi,
Hi.
how are you? This is a very often question, but how was it like working with Bryan Cranston in Breaking Bad?
And then, you say awkward? That's not.
No, not awkward. Like often, like a lot of people ask this question.
Oh, that's okay. I can talk about Bryan nonstop. He's an amazing guy. He's not only is he obviously a brilliant actor, we all learn a lot of stuff from him. As an actor, I also learned a lot from Bryan about just being the lead in a show and how to kind of lead a group of people. And he's a very, very kind and generous and always on time when some people aren't. But when you set that kind of tone, when the lead guy is always there and he's not a problem or a diva, it filters down, man, and he was great. So it was great working with him in many ways.
Thanks. Pretty good question, actually. I thought you said awkward too. Hey, how you doing?
Hi, I'm good, and I wondered, what is your favorite rock?
Oh, you know what I'm gonna say to that? What's your name?
Isaac. Isaac.
Jesus Christ, Isaac, they're minerals.
That's what I wanted to hear. Thank you.
Great, great. Next question, please, for Mr. D. Norris.
Hi. How was it for you to act in Breaking Bad? How was it for you to act in Breaking Bad?
Oh, it was a blast. It was a great people, a great script, so it was the time of my life. So thank you.
Next question, hey.
Yes, good afternoon. So, there's this scene I really love in Blood Money at the ending in the garage. I think it's one of the...
Speak into the mic, please.
Oh, hello, sorry. Can you hear me well now? Okay, so in the end of Blood Money in the garage, I think that's one of the best moments of acting I've ever seen. But I wanted to ask a question about another big emotional scene, and that's where you're in the car with Bryan Cranston and where you're saying to Eye of the Tiger. And I was curious, did you come up with that yourself, and how long did it take to get that on?
That's a great question too. I wish I could say that I came up with that bit, but it was written in the script. Can you believe it? I talked about that a lot with Vince giving me the scripts, is that there's so many non-line, everyone always thinks of scripts as just dialogue, but his prose in between the dialogue was sensational. Those, it was just great stuff. And he says, Hank tries to sing Eye of the Tiger, but he can't quite remember the words, so he just kind of fucking mumbles.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Phenomenal, man. Hey.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Have you learned anything during the filming of Breaking Bad about the process of making methamphetamines?
Wow.
That is a good question.
Absolutely. Are you looking for some? Are you kidding me? I spent 6 years. I sure as hell know how to make that shit now. No, of course not. But I did learn a little bit about it. Just the process of it, But and I can tell you, A, it's complicated, B, it's dangerous, and C, you're gonna, what Hank Schrader would say, man, sooner or later we're gonna get you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
Hi, my question is, who on the Breaking Bad set do you get along with the most, and how is your relationship with Aaron Paul?
I have a great a relationship with Aaron Paul. He and I used to kind of go out together early on when the show first started. Because he was like the younger guy that would go out. And of course, Betsy Brand, I just adore. Brian, really everybody, Jonathan Banks, and we all kind of keep in touch. I'm writing a book on Breaking Bad, so we're now in the process of talking to everybody about all their great memories and stuff. So it's great. So.
Love it.
Thank you.
Great. Hey, how you doing?
Hi, Dean. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
So my question is, if Hank got his own spin-off, what the series name would be?
Well, let's see. If it were a sitcom, it might be called Hankin' Around.
Hankin' Around, I like that.
If it were a serious drama, what it would be called? I don't know.
Raise your Schrader brow.
Better call Hank or something like that, maybe.
Better call Hank.
Call Hank.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty good.
Better watch out for Hank. I'm going to maybe call it that. Nah, whatever.
Thank you.
Good question. Thanks, bye.
Thanks. Hey, how you doing?
Me and my whole family are super big fans.
Speak up into the mic, thanks.
Okay, like this. No, I would just want to say that our family and also we are a huge fan of you. And I understood that you worked for a very long time already. But I was also wondering if you also do stage work. But that was, and then what's better, film or stage? But I was also interested is as you work for a long time, your career is very long. But what things have been in the field has been changed that you like, and what things in the working field has been maybe changed that you don't like?
Yeah, I mean, I try to go with the flow, you know, and new stuff comes. I mean, I've been through, you know, films, they went to videos, you know, film and videos, went to DVDs, and then they went to, you know, Blu-rays, and then now they're streaming on, you know, but somehow entertainment always survives it. And I mean, I just think there was more time given to good projects back in the day. You know, I miss the 70s movies, the 80s, you know, the good adult drama type stuff. And so I think part of that's because of this big streaming thing and they have to crank out so much stuff. So maybe eventually that'll come back around. But I want to see those, you know, great Martin Scorsese movies, and, you know, and they don't give them that much time to like develop it and do it, be it. Even Breaking Bad, you know, would never survive on today's TV schedule because today's TV schedule, they write it right. And those guys had like 9 months to write the whole thing and make sure it was good, and then we started shooting.
So you mean the preparation of the writing nowadays for new TV shows has to be quicker? Or?
Yeah, everyone's crunching money, man. You're paying people by the hour or by the week or by the month, so. You know, you want to get the show going, you better crank it out. You better write it in 5 weeks now, 6 weeks. Used to be, whatever. Breaking Bad would have like 6 months to write.
Right.
And then production was out. So.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not always good for the creativity of it. Sometimes it is, but mostly it's not.
I think not for writing, man. I think writing, it's got to take its time and its own thing. You can't. You put it on a treadmill, and then you're just gonna get treadmill shows. You know?
Yeah. Wow, that's a great answer. Thanks. Thank you so much. Great question. Hey, how you doing?
Hi, I'm doing good.
Great.
Loved your work on Breaking Bad. I was wondering how it was like to shoot all the way out in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
That was a very interesting kind of time. It was about a 12, 13-hour drive, or an hour and a half plane ride. But it was kind of cool because I was able to take my whole family out there because none of the kids were in school yet, and it was quite the adventure. So we loved Albuquerque in the sense that there was a big adventure, picking up and moving, and you know, we lived out there, and the city really became another character in the show, which I thought was an interesting thing with all the time lapses and the different times we used Albuquerque and the local places we went to in that show. You know, the hot dog place, the super dog, and all that kind of stuff. So it really became part of the show, and in that way, it kind of grew on me too. You know, and they really started to embrace us after a couple of years. So I loved Albuquerque. I loved that part of the show. I'm glad it ended up there. I think that was unfortunate because it wasn't supposed to be. It was supposed to be set in Southern California, in Riverside County, but they gave them tax credits to move to Albuquerque. So they moved it, and it was just a fortunate, lucky thing. That's part of the the right thing about art too and stuff, right? You never know. I mean, even business decisions like that are going to affect what the product's going to be at some point. You know what I'm saying? And if you're a good artist like these guys are, the producers and prints, you take that, you embrace that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you embrace what the new thing is, and you turn that into part of what your art is. You don't sit there and bitch about it. Okay,
Yeah.
here,
It's almost like making something out of nothing in a sense. Like,
well, it's definitely like, it's just like when you're an actor, you never, it's all, you're still a human being, so you got to take in what that day is, and if that day is really a shitty day for you, maybe in your acting you use that. Get that, you know what I'm saying? So at this point, they moved to a new city, and it turns out to be a great thing for the show, artistically.
Yeah, man.
Long answer to a question.
No, phenomenal answer. Great question.
Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, very interesting, man. Same as songwriting, actually.
Hello, do you hear me?
Yeah.
If you have to write another death to Hank Schrader, who would that look like?
If I had to write another death for Hank
Another
Schrader,
death.
it would look like he didn't die. No, he would. I thought that was a pretty good death scene that they wrote me. And Vince Gill told me about that about 2 years before the actual filming of it, and kind of held true to it. So I'm not sure I could die with more. I mean, I sure like to shot that motherfucker who shot me, and then maybe got shot by somebody else. But
maybe Hank would choke on a brisket.
yeah, and I like to have taken a few more out before I got shot. I think maybe that's what I would have done. I would have looked like, I would have taken a few of these guys out, and then that one dude, lost. Yeah.
Thanks. Thank you. Yes, we got another question. Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Apart from the questions from Breaking Bad, I wanted to ask you what was your favorite movie in general?
And he was in, or just his favorite movie?
Just his favorite movie.
Oh, that's a cool question.
Oh, wow, that is a cool question. Man, I have so many movies, I just love them, I go to them all the time. I'm trying to think one you might know. I mean, obviously The Godfather. Hard to say any better than that. I like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I don't know, probably two. Maybe we get a little older. Space Odyssey 2001. Yeah. All right. Let me think. Minecraft movie.
Hey. Love it.
Thank you, buddy.
Hey. How you doing?
Good. Hey, Dean. Similar series. What is your opinion on The Sopranos? Did you watch it?
I ended up watching The Sopranos after I did Breaking Bad, or actually toward the end of the seasons, because I was still kind of coming out of the 80s where we were coming to LA and we thought we were cool. And nobody did TV. You're only cool if you did movies. And so I was like, hey, yeah, it's a TV show, I ain't watching that. But then when I got in a TV show, the people started saying it was one of the best TV shows ever. I said, well, I gotta go see what the competition was. So I sat down and binge watched all of Sopranos, and I effing loved it. And I also did that with The Wire, because I hadn't watched that either. So I watched both those shows after I had done Breaking Bad, just so I could see what was considered one of the best shows ever, and what does that group look like?
Yeah.
So.
Great. Thank you. We got time for like two questions, maybe 3 if they're quick and fast. We got 3 minutes left.
Alright, hi Tim, I come from France and I would like to tell you that we love you, on vous adore in France, and we hope to see you there very soon. So my question is like, with which producer you would like to play music in a movie story in the future?
Which what?
Which producer or filmmaker?
Okay. Well, Martin Scorsese, without a doubt. You know, that's every actor's dream is to work with someone like him. So I hope that works out.
We hope to see you in France, in Paris. On vous adore, on vous aime.
I was just in Paris a few months ago.
Okay, so we hope to see you there.
I'll be back.
On vous adore, merci.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup.
Hello again. I was actually wondering, you were on Conan, remember that? Do you maybe have a fun anecdote when you were there?
Where?
On Conan, the Conan show.
Oh, the Conan show, yeah.
You have a fun anecdote from when you were there, maybe behind the scenes perhaps?
Well, from Conan,
Conan O'Brien, you mean?
Yes, Conan O'Brien, that's right.
He wants to hear an anecdote from behind the scenes.
Oh, well, Conan and I went to college together. So we went, we chit-chat and reminisce about the days when we were younger.
You sat down separately from the scene, separately from the set, and just talk together?
Can you say it again?
Did you just meet each other outside of the...
He knew Conan all his life.
You knew Conan all his life?
Well, since college, yeah.
Yeah, well, almost.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Do you have like a fun memory with him?
Yes, all good memories.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, man. All right, last question.
Thank God that I was here just in time to being able to ask the question. My question is, what has been your favorite part of Dutch culture since you've been here already?
You gotta be honest. Yeah, you can. It's legit.
Oh yeah? Well, there's a lot of parts of Dutch culture I love. Of course, the Rembrandts, you know, but there's a certain part of Dutch culture that involves, you know, herbal plants that I'm fond of.
It's amazing, isn't it?
So just, you know. Put it this way, I was hanging out with Cypress Hill at the greenhouse for like 8 hours.
You know,
that must have been some good stuff.
I'm from Amsterdam. He's more Amsterdamian than me this weekend. He hung out with Cypress Hill at the greenhouse for 8 hours.
That's fantastic. Amazing. Yeah, that's basically my question, yeah.
Yes, it's a special memory. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Hey, listen, we gotta wrap this up, man. Let me take this time. Dean, thank you, brother, for everything. It was great energy. Love meeting you, hanging out. Phenomenal guy, great actor. Make some noise for the legendary Dean. Thanks, Dean. Schrader in de building. Hij heeft zoveel toffe dingen gedaan. 154